Poppa Paints. Today I'm going to paint this picture right here. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but Dog Day Afternoon comes to mind. Is that the name of a song? I'm not even sure if I remember that. But if you can tell, I'm sitting outside on the porch. Let me show you the porch. Hold on. I can do this. There it goes. Yeah, I'm sitting outside on our porch, and I had my camera on the tripod while I painted what the video you're about to look at. And there's the painting. I don't know how well you can see it. It's kind of backlit a little bit. There it is. And I'll show you how I did that from the blank canvas. It's a 16 by 20 canvas, I think, and it's a flat board. Yeah, 16 by 20. I got this at not Barnes and Noble. I got this at Hobby Lobby. The blank canvas, and just basically, if you could see what I'm looking at out here, now you can tell where I got the inspiration. Of course, I didn't put the house across the way, but if you think about the colors choices and all that, and then the children, I always like to put children in the paintings. I don't always do it, but anyway, you can see that landscape, and also out this side you can see that rock right there. You see how it all flows and has hills. It's kind of the natural landscape around the house that I live in with Robin. And by the way, that right there, that's an apple tree that I grew from a seed. Yes, I was eating an apple back when I worked in radio. It's a long time ago now. And the seed had a little root coming out of it, so I planted it in a jar with a paper towel. Oh, look it up there. Do you see that lizard? Do you see that lizard on the top of the thing there? That little holder that we have for bird feed. However, we stopped putting bird food up there because squirrels were getting into the attic. I don't know if they thought they could get into the attic and find more food. And there's the bird bath. Now, no birds came into the bird bath today while I was sitting out here, but I was looking out the window before I came out here, and there were birds in there. I guess when they saw me out here, they didn't want to come out here. All right, let me show you how I did this right now. All right. Well, it's still morning, I think. Yeah, it's 11:19. And it's Saturday, June 28th, and I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas panel that I'm going to paint on today. I'm outdoors, sort of. I'm on the back porch of our place, and because it's so big, I'm going to start with a big old brush and just see where it takes us. Make a painting of something I love doing paintings of, which is landscapes, and just see where we go from there. Okay, so my palette, I've got it already worked out there. Got some blues, greens, yellows, whites, and I'm just going to start with that. And the board is already primed by the manufacturer, at least according to the labeling on it. And I'm just putting this on very loosely, very thin. I want to create somewhat of a sky here, kind of a faded out sky, I guess you would say. I might need to pull this in a little bit more and push this down to hold it in place. So how you guys doing? I haven't done this in a while. I've skipped a couple of days because I've been bicycling with Robin. We had some doctor's visits. We had to take care of some early morning stuff, and I keep thinking I want to do some of these paintings outdoors, and I mean like really outdoors, like go into the woods or something, or out by a lake. So this is the best I can do for now. First step is just on the porch. It's not much, right? It's not much, but it's better than nothing. hey, you know what? It gives me a little bit of experience with using the camera at this different angle, which I sure hope it's working out. Now, let's talk art a little bit. Also, one of the things I've been doing the last couple of days, well, actually for the last month, I've been doing this online course to be an art therapy coach, or an art life coach, I think is what they actually call it. And no, I'm not trying to start a new career for myself. What I wanted to do was better understand some of the comments from many of you who say that watching these videos is therapeutic. And I take that as a really important thing for me to understand. I never professed to be a therapist. I never professed to be a teacher even. All I'm doing is I'm just Poppa and I'm painting. And I know that sounds almost gimmicky at this point because I've done it for it's a year and a half I've been doing this. Pretty sure. With the videos anyway. But I wanted to better understand what happens when people are watching a video. I'm adding green now, very, very light green, and adding white to it and yellow to it. So I wanted to better understand what happens when you're watching somebody else paint on a video. And I'll tell you, it is very relaxing for me to do this. So to realize that while I'm doing this, you're also doing this on your own canvases and in your own way. Hear the birds, by the way. It's very kind of neat to know. There, get some yellow to them. They are busy talking to each other. Just the big brush helps get some of these basic shapes on here. Wow. They are busy talking out there. This is the darker green here. It's almost too green. You know what I need to add though? I need to add some red. You know that rule, right? If something looks too saturated, add the opposite color and it'll bring it down. So I'm going to add some red to it. Can you see the red paint right there? I'll add that to the palette a little bit. Just a touch. Just to desaturate it. There you go. See, it's still green. It's just not as saturated anymore. Brings it down a lot. And if this was oil paint, you know, we'd have more time, but then you also have to wait for the layers to dry because, you know, they don't dry quickly with oil. With acrylic, you got a little bit of time, but not much. So you got to kind of work it while you have it. Try to smooth this out. If you know me, you know that I like to put it thick, but in this case I'm trying to keep it a little bit darker right there. Now I can add a little bit of this Payne's gray right here. Oh, those crows are really going at it. Now this Payne's gray mixed with that green gives a very, very dark green, which is what I want. Very shadowy green. Goes all the way across the board here, all the way across the canvas. Plus, it's contrasting it, so it offsets the lightness. So the brightness looks brighter. You have something dark against it, you know. All right, now I want to put some background trees here. Probably gonna need a smaller brush for that. So Let me put this one in the water. Got a smaller brush, even though it's a big brush by most standards. And again, we'll use the same colors I was using. Just get some red and black together. So, I mean, not red and black, red and green together. So, there's a little bit of that look to it. What's the matter with you crows, huh? You're not used to seeing the old man sitting out here? I doubt that it's me. I doubt that they're squawking at me. This might be a hawk up there, actually. That could be. You know? Because we do have hawks around here. And the hawks will eat whatever they want to eat. I've seen them pick up a snake. And we have a snake here somewhere. He comes around every now and then. I got a video of him the other day. Nice video. He looked right at the camera too. So it's good. Oh, so I was telling you that I took this course for an art coach, like for therapy thing. And like I say, and not so I could have a new career and that kind of thing. It's mostly for me to better comprehend, I think, what we're all doing here, and I'm not a teacher, and so I'm not even a coach really, even though I took that course. But I think mostly it's just to kind of be on the same page, so we're all in this together, so to speak, you know. Some background trees. More in the foreground here. One thing about the flat canvas is you don't have to worry about painting the sides. It's wobbly, isn't it? I could probably lower this all the way, I guess. Hold it better in place. Just trying to get that green, but like a dark green, but not super dark. Keep it kind of faded. What? What are you barking at? I don't know what you can see on the camera. You know, I guess you got mostly the canvas, but you can see a little bit past the canvas, right? There's a bird bath out there, and there's a hummingbird feeder out there. I don't know if you can see it. What do you think so far? Huh? Add a little bit more white to this, I think, to fade it out. There we go. basis right there for that, right? Alright, let's put a couple trees in there. Couple trees. Couple trees. Let's see, we'll come down to about here. Just keep building the tree. There we go. A little bit thicker. A little bit darker, a little bit thicker. Let's sit there for a little bit. Let that dry. Put some over here. Alright. I need a smaller brush in a little bit. There we go. A little bit of a tree there. Another tree in there too. Let me get a different brush. Smaller brush. A little bit more distant tree, I guess. mushy in there. Let's get some of these greens to the leaves of the trees. Super beats, super beats. See that bird talking about super beats? Super beats. It sounds like that. Alright, let me lift that piece up there. It's a little bit too tight on there. I wasn't able to get to the very edge of the canvas. Come on. Oh. Oh, it fell off. Hold on a second. It broke off. I don't want that. Hold on. There's a cheap easel. That's the problem. Oh, man. It's not moving. On there. Hopefully you can still see it in the... Yeah, I see that. It's on there. Oh, this is the part, you know, when you're painting outdoors and you have other people looking over your shoulder. This is the part you don't want them to look at. This is the part where you say, I'm not ready for anybody to look at this yet. I'm really not ready. I call it the ugly stage. You don't want to show off the ugly stage. You know? But it is what it is, what it is, what it is. Working it till it starts to not look so ugly. That's the key, right? That's the key. Putting the dark leaves in here, then I'll put the yellower ones, you know, the ones that are hit by the sunlight. That's hot out here, I'm getting sweaty. There's a helicopter out there. The other side now. Standing right in the yard, that one that you just heard. Really active out there. What? What are you squawking about? You don't like me painting out here? They got a problem with me painting out here, I think. Although, you never know. Here's why I just had a second thought about that. Because there is a bird bath right like 10 feet in front of me, but it's on the other side of the screen. And maybe they are used to going in that bird bath, and right now they see me and they say, "What is he doing there? I need to take a bath. What is he doing near my bird bath?" Maybe that's what it is. think we have the basic thing done. And then we get a different brush. I can use this brush. It's a smaller brush. I don't know if you can see it. I just want to do some little silhouettes of some children playing here. Just a little bit right there. I don't know. It's just something fun to do. Alright, let me take the camera off the tripod and I'll be right back. Alright, well there's the finished picture. You zoom in. And now it fills the whole frame. I think I captured the essence of some children playing with a dog out in the field. There's some wildflowers in the foreground. And I don't know what it means. Nor do I know what I should title it. What do you think I should title it? How about Dog Day Afternoon? Dog Day Afternoon. I don't know. Alright, let me say goodbye. Okay. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed watching that video. I don't know. It's the first time I've done one outdoors. Maybe I'll get the courage to do a not live, but a plein air painting. Actually go out into the woods or something. Into the woods. Robin and I got not bug spray. We got that too. Then we got bear spray. Only because we saw a bear one time we were out in the woods, and ever since then, it makes me nervous to go out there. Alright, that's the end of the video. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.